creative character design. Creative character. Kind of a mouthful. Creative character design. Maybe the more I say it, the more it will make sense. Welcome to my studio. I hope you're good. So today we are going to be doing creative character design, and what I'm basically going to do is draw a character. So we are going to create a character from the ground up, from the foundations, the shapes that I use, to the final thing. And I'm going to take you through it step by step and kind of teach you how I draw characters and how I create characters and their stories and their personalities. Yeah, because why not? So let's do it. Let's start the character creation process. So to create my character, I am going to pick some random things. I'm going to look around, see what I can see, and just get inspired. So then I'm going to put them into a random wheelie thingy, wheel generator, color picker, generator. Those random wheel things online like these. And I'm going to let that dictate how we create our character. So whatever it lands on will be what we create our character out of. And this will decide who our character is, and it will really determine a lot of things that we're going to draw. So today we are not aiming to do a final piece. It is more about the character and creating more of a well-rounded character and base to build a story on, or just draw a fun character, which is fine. So yeah, have a look around, see what you can see. I'm going to spin the wheel and see what we get. Let's do it. Let's spin this wheel. And I have put some very random things on there. So yeah, wish me luck.
So on this wheel, there's anything I could think of. And I'm really hoping I kind of get ice cream or flowers, but no. We got fish and chips. What am I going to do?
So yes, we've got fish and chips, and I'm really regretting putting that on there now because I had a really good idea for the other one. Oh well. But yeah, I live by the seaside, so to me, fish and chips comes in the blue box thing. And like fishing, if someone was going to go fishing, they wear these yellow coats. It is depicted in blah, blah, blah. Fishing is depicted in picture books quite a lot, like in these ones. And they do have common themes and common colours, just because I don't actually know why. I really feel like I should know why, but I don't. So the fact that we've got fish and chips really does dictate the story that we are going to give our character. So let's get started sketching, and I'm going to talk you through everything I do. For this, I'm going to need my trusty iPad and my Apple Pencil.
So normally I do speed through this bit, but as I said, I'm going to kind of slow down a bit, even though I'm not. It's going pretty fast and I'm still talking and I haven't actually said anything about what I'm doing yet. So yeah. I have started out by drawing my shapes of the character. So I have drawn the larger head as the oval and the body as the triangle. And then I add the arms and legs kind of later. I'll then turn the opacity down and kind of knock that image back a bit in order to draw another layer of a clearer kind on top. And I keep doing this until I build up the base character and I know what I'm doing. So for the face, I have worked on putting the eyes on there, and this does take a little bit of kind of trial and error, as you've seen by me going backwards and forwards. But the bigger the eyes, the younger the impression it gives.
So I've been an illustrator for over 10 years, 12, 14, a long time, ever since uni, and I absolutely love my job. Drawing is my life, and I've illustrated picture books, fiction books, educational books, and I've worked for some quite big companies, and I just love it. So I thought I'd just share my love of illustration and show you how I draw my characters. Now, I'm not saying this is the only way to draw picture book characters. There are so many amazing ways. I'll put some here from other illustrators that I absolutely adore. But yeah, and I thought it would be fun to show you the process and basically do kind of a deep dive. So here are some books that show you the example of the character that I'm going to draw and the way kind of I create characters, because we're making a character, so you kind of need to see what sort of character we're going to be drawing. So for this video, we are going to be drawing picture book characters. Now, this is a picture book. They're for young children, not babies, because they're board books. But I mean, I read these to my children, so when they were babies, because I like picture books. Fun fact, I had most of my picture books before I actually had kids. So even though they think they're theirs, I totally mind. But I share, so it's okay. So we are going to be drawing characters with larger heads and smaller bodies, because larger heads and smaller bodies means younger, and longer bodies and smaller heads mean older. That's kind of a general rule, is it? Yeah. Here it is for me. I suppose it is. I really should be sure, considering I'm teaching people how to draw things. And this is another one. So this is a different story, completely different book and author. And yeah, and this is also a boy. But again, we've got the bigger head. I'm pointing at the sky. So there you go. Here we've got the bigger head and the smaller body. So that is what I'm going to be drawing today. And if you've seen some of my other characters, this is what we're going to be doing. And yeah, I'm just going to talk you through why, what, how, anything I can think of really. And if you look at the fiction book characters that I do, these are slightly different because obviously they're slightly older. They're made for a slightly older audience. So you've got the smaller head. What am I pointing at? There you go. So you've got the smaller head and the taller body because obviously she's older and generally, you know, children grow. Great insight there, Kim. Yeah.
So it's really important when we've got kind of our base character that we find out more about her and work out a bit more about her story, even though, okay, I know I'm not drawing a full-on picture book today, but every character I draw or every kind of scene I draw will have a story behind it because I just love telling stories through pictures, which is what illustration is. Anyway, so what I personally do to more or less investigate this character is I will draw a character sheet and draw lots of kind of little drawings and illustrations and also focus on different poses, expressions, and maybe outfits. So where we've got the idea of fish and chips, or it was forced on us, but nonetheless, I'm gonna kind of draw like fish and chip shop things and obviously fish and chips and a lot of seaside details because that's where I feel her environment is, and maybe she's wearing one of those yellow jackets that I was on about. And then you can go even further into her story. Maybe do her parents own a fish and chip shop and that's where she lives and that's where she helps out. I mean, you don't know, her story could go anywhere. So it is important to look at all these little details and just keep drawing and building up the character until you've got a good feel of who she is. And if you're working with clients, they may even ask you to draw a character sheet. And this may involve doing a few different options. So maybe this would include a couple of hairstyles just to see what you think works best and also get their feedback. So yeah, a character sheet does really help give everybody an idea and get you all on the same page. It also gives you a good chance to kind of perfect your drawing and work out any like design issues and yeah, just get the picture right. It goes with the saying, practice makes perfect. So we're basically practicing drawing the character. And when we do a picture book, we will be drawing the same character over and over again in many positions. So it's just a really good practice for that. Once you're happy with the character and you've got them really nailed down, it's good to go in and fill any space with doodles because you never know what ideas you're going to have and what's going to come out if you just doodle, and you can build up upon your ideas and work on fleshing them out and refining them just to make the best well-rounded character that you can.
We've got our idea, our story. Let's just colour this character. And we've done the thinking really, but we need to mix the right colours. And as I've said, I think we're going to go for the red, the blues, and the yellows. That's it, the yellow. Like the main colour that I'm going to draw the character is yellow because I need her to stand out. She's the main character of the book. So yeah, you always pick a colour for her that's going to contrast with things in the background and her environment. Because I'm thinking her main environment is going to be the sea, the ocean, the seaside. So yeah, let's do it. Let's get colouring and tell this girl's story. I mean, she needs a name. She needs a name. She needs a name. Something by the sea. Jenny? Jenny? Why am I thinking of Jenny? We can call her Jenny. Shall we? Any suggestions? Pop them below. But Jenny, I don't know. So we'll call her Jenny just because let's call her Jenny. Don't know. Because there's a boat called the Jenny Lee. But why am I thinking of a boat called the Jenny Lee? I do actually have to find this out. Editing Kim, find out what the Jenny Lee is and should I know it? Is it a good thing or not? I don't know. But yeah, let's call her Jenny. So let's do it. Let's get colouring. Oh, and I will talk you through how I colour as I colour it. Yeah, of course I'm going to talk you through how I colour it. That's the whole point. So I'm just going to get colouring and talk you through my choices and process as I go and see what happens. But again, I'm not actually going to colour on my iPad. I know, I'm shocked. It's been like 3-4 videos. Not use my iPad to colour. I mean, obviously finishing touches, but yeah, I'm really, really enjoying collage and mixed media and getting my paints out again. I mean, I cannot put them away now I've got them out. So I'm going to get collaging and colouring the paper that I then cut out to put in the paper to then photograph to put. It would have been a much simpler idea to draw it on my iPad, wouldn't it? Oh well, let's do it. Let's get colouring.
Totally in love with painting on cardboard since my previous cardboard video thing. I drew on cardboard and painted on cardboard and made a picture. But anyway, so here I'm actually grabbing the back of the sketchbook because I ran out of the paper and needed to go to the shop. So I used it as an opportunity just to paint on it and use this nice material, but it really did suck up the paint. And I wasn't sure what colour it was going to come out, and it was actually coming out a lot darker on here than it was on paper. But yeah, I just kept going and kept making swatches, and in reality, I'm only going to use one of these, and for some reason, I like to keep painting and draw lots and lots. And the shapes that I'm actually drawing are the ones that I drew previously on my iPad. So I'm taking this iPad sketch and bringing it to life. And the reason I did it on the iPad is so I could use screen recording to show you. But I'm just using the blocks of colour as that, really. I'm kind of drawing by eye, so I'm drawing straight on with the paint. I haven't drawn it again. I'm just trying my best to recreate it, drawing shapes. And I'm going to build it up later when I collage it and hope it works out. Also, sorry about the orangey light here. It's actually really late at night when I filmed this, and the lighting in the conservatory is orange at night apparently. it's really fun when you're doing something like collage, just to experiment with lots of different materials and mixed media. And my daughter actually got involved this time, and I couldn't not keep it in this video because she was so excited to be using watercolour paints like I was, even though I was just using watercolour pencils, which I've never used before and I love, by the way. But yeah, she's drawing a character too, and I personally think she's doing a great job. When it came to getting everything ready to put together, I did quickly sketch out a character and paint the face because I really didn't want this to be collage. I don't know why. I kind of find the idea of collaging the face, I don't know why. It's a bit unsettling, I suppose. But yeah, so I painted that with gouache first, and then it was time to stick all the pieces on and put it together like a really big puzzle. I also had this idea of her hair being kind of really scribbly, a bit messy, and yeah, imperfect. It was a lot, and I mean a lot, of trial and error to make hair that would actually fit her head. I mean, on here it only shows me doing it a couple of times, but I definitely did it about 3 or 4 times. And I just couldn't get it right. One time it was too big, the other time it was too small. But yeah, I kept going and I finally found one that I liked. And then it was time to really get cutting and sticking with the background. And I think I just spent one big session cutting things out, and it was actually really therapeutic to put on a film and just cut them out. Yeah, I enjoyed this bit. I do like cutting and sticking, I have to say. Although when I call it cutting and sticking, for some reason it makes me feel about 5 years old. But do you know what? That's fine. I really, really enjoy it. As I'm putting the character pieces together and working out kind of the colour scheme, I am really thinking about the colours that I want things and which ones go together, which ones contrast, because this is really going to say about her character. And as you can see, I've done her in the yellow jumper purely because I love the idea of the yellow coat, so it's really hinting back to that idea of fishing. And I love the idea of a yellow coat. So for a character, and especially when it comes to finishing touches, it is all about the details. And I went in to work over the top with my pencils because I love building up the colour, and I really have fallen in love with this technique over the past few weeks. So I just kept doing it. Like this finished kind of coloured character sheet and how it turned out. I really should colour more of my character sheets. Anyway, I think it creates a really good sense of the colour palette that this imaginary book would be, and gives you a really good sense of the character and her surroundings. I mean, there's going to be lots of blues and, you know, with the sea whole idea, and pops of red and yellow and greens because I wanted to draw some seaweed. even though the character did look pretty finished and complete and the sheet looked done, I did want to kind of give it one pass on Procreate just to make sure that all the touches were there that I wanted to give, along with all the details, and just build up a little bit more depth in certain areas. I was also desperate to put titles on the fish and chip boxes because it definitely had to say fish and chips on it, just because fish and chips is the whole point of this character. And yeah, okay, I just wanted to draw fish and chips on it. That's fine too.
Thank you so much for watching and creating my character. And I hope this has given you a little bit more insight into the world of illustration, how I work, because not every illustrator will work the same, because obviously every book is different, every person is different, and every character is different. But it really is important to think about the backstory and the things that you don't necessarily draw or see, but they are a big part of the character. So it just goes to show you can find inspiration anywhere. I mean, we did this with the starting point of fish and chips. This really has been a random character challenge. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Maybe the more I say it, the more it will make sense. Anyway, I need tea. Cheers. I should have put tea on there. This is literally the best tea ever. Biscuit tea. So good. So let's get drawing and start the character creation process. Goodness me, there's a lot of alliterations in this video. I really want fish and chips now. Why did I do food? Sunday night, now it's closed. Oh, here's a video that I think you'll like, and here's a video that YouTube thinks you'll like. Enjoy!